Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and only Rumboyz After Dark here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Make sure that you guys hit that like button and also subscribe. We are going to get right into the show, ladies and gentlemen, right into the action. But first, a quick word from our sponsors over at Shop GLD. Let's go ahead and get into it real quick. One moment.
Hop out in Miami when no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, no turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, go where you're not.
Make sure that you guys head on over to Shop GLD. It is springtime. Ice yourself out with the latest and greatest NFL drip. Y'all already know the deal. Also, I want to shout out our homies over at All 22, the only fantasy football format brought to you by Pro Football Focus, where you and your friends can draft a full 53-man roster and compete in a league of 10 to 12 against you and your friends, your coworkers, your family. If you really feel like that you are a football guru, then get on over there, test your skills with the brand new fantasy football format at all22.com. Link is in the description. And also want to shout out Champions Round. Head on over to Champions Round. It is going down. Check out our Daily Dozens. Daily Dozens is a game where you can put down $12, and off that $12 entry, you can turn it into 2,400. That's right, 2,400 whenever you go ahead and you get 7 out of 12 legs correct on the Daily Dozens. So get on over to Champions Round. Link is in the description. Get on over there, start turning some profit, make your money start working for you. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are going to get into the cast and crew. First up, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a minute. It has been a hot minute since we have had him on the show, but give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Hank's Picks.
What up, guys? I'm back for a day.
What's good? What's good? Yeah.
I'm back today, though. I was like, hey, I want to hang with my buddy Robbie. I want to see his face. I want to hear his voice. I'm going to have our hands under this desk that you may not be able to see while you do both those things. It's going to be good times.
That's slightly weird, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Weird. Oh, yeah. 2023, man. Remember, 2023. This is normal.
2023. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Gotta let it fly. Gotta let it fly. Ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, it looks like I don't even know if he's like in his Greek. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, give it up for Taco TDS.
Man, you might start calling me the ghost with the most because I.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, where the fuck is he? I was like, I don't know if he's
he just comes out.
No, I was looking down at my phone and I guess that just, perfectly worked. I like my cloaking devices, man. It works great.
Oh my gosh, Leafs coming in with a hockey talk real quick. Sergei Bobrovsky's my op. Really quick hockey take. RIP to the Boston Bruins for having single-handedly the greatest season in NHL history, all to just choke to the Florida fucking Panthers. Like that was crazy. That was absolutely amazing. And then the Avs to lose to this young Kraken team. If you guys have been watching a little bit of Stanley Cup, I recommend it. It's been dope. Cheers to me, cheers to you, all the rough boys and girls. What it do, dilly.
Shout out Warriors, baby. We're Warriors.
Don't worry. Lakers got this. Lakers in 7.
Oh, please.
Lakers in 7, bro. Don't worry.
Gumby didn't show out, bro.
When has AD ever had back-to-back games with double digits like that? Like, come on. He doesn't.
When he
with like 20 plus.
When they won the championship.
This year he has not since November. He has not put together, consecutive 20 plus games.
Is Braun toxic?
What? Stop. We're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that on this show.
All right.
Different show, ladies and gentlemen. That's definitely for a different show. Braun's not toxic. Fuck you. So we did have an NFL draft last week. So we're gonna first get
believe
into, huh?
I don't believe you.
Was that unbelievable? Nope, nope. I
don't
didn't see it.
believe you.
We had an amazing first round. We had some risers, we had some fallers, some just overreactions, underreactions. Let's first just start off before we get into offensive rookie of the year projections and just different things of that nature. Let me get you guys a take, just your overall, overreactions or underreactions, I guess. Who are your biggest risers and fallers? What things surprised you the most? Go ahead,
first? Oh,
Yep.
man. My Dolphins. I'm just kidding. No, fuck the Dolphins. I'm just kidding. The Falcons. All right. I think people are going to give me shit. They're going to give the Falcons shit. They're going to say, hey, what is this? Fucking 1994. The Falcons must have a crystal ball or something. They took a couple years ago, Kyle Pitts. The year after, Drake London. This year, Bijan Robinson, probably one of the better RB. I'm not going to say the best RB prospect in 10 years because that's not true. We forget how great guys like Todd Gurley and et cetera are, okay? But a great prospect nonetheless. And they have a young-ass tight end. A young-ass, probably going to be star wide receiver. A top 5 O-line in the league. Desmond Ridder, who, yes, sure didn't play a ton, but he threw the ball more than Mariota last year. I'm curious, like, man, like I'm gonna be stoked. Like and if they do well with Bijan, mind you, this might set running backs back on that path to be first rounders again.
That's a big if.
Should they? Probably not. But it's a possibility. We saw 2 running backs go in the first this year. Who knows now, right? Like, and if it works, it works. It takes one team to make other people's copycats, right? We saw this last year with, the Bears running the ball, the Falcons running the ball, these ugly teams that had no business winning, running the ball and then just working it, right? Like, so I'm kind of excited for the Falcons. I still think they're not a great roster or a great team overall, but it might be actually exciting football. Watch this guy just shove 25 touches on the ground through the air and just really make people love running backs again.
I think that, sorry, really quick. I was trying to see if I could add another light. I will still try to figure that out. But to your point, maybe this could be what puts running backs back on the map. I feel like we're still probably a little bit away from that. With that being said, I love this for fantasy. Because to me, like I said last week, when we were doing the draft day coverage, this is going to force, or this basically shows Atlanta's hand. Atlanta's going to 1-2 punch it with Algier and Bijan. Bijan's fantasy value on the rise, on the incline. I'll agree with you there. That one was mind-boggling. Taco.
I mean, to me, I think first of all, I was extremely happy that Bijan went that high because, as we all know, I've been wanting the running backs to go high. I'm a Saquon guy. I think that the running backs kind of get screwed over in the league. They don't make the big money. They don't get the good contracts. They're really probably the most valuable position when you think about it from when you're drafting, because that first contract that you get out of a running back, you're hoping to get the most value out of them in the running back, because usually the second contract, they're on the end of their tires in most cases, right? So when you have an elite prospect like this and you have a chance to get him, I love what the Falcons did, but also it makes me look at what the Lions did. When they got Gibbs, I was like, what? That doesn't make sense with what they had.
Yeah, all of us were just like,
and I was just like, they're jumping so high for this guy because no one even had him going in the top. Like, they didn't even have Bijan going in the top 20 picks. Meanwhile, now you have 2 running backs going in the top 15. I was kind of floored when that happened. And again, I was coming from, I want to see Bijan go, but then this guy who, I mean, he's had some buzz, but his buzz wasn't like Bijan's buzz, where they were talking about how he's.
Yeah, they're talking about him as a second round.
Yeah, so that really shocked me. And then when you see they trade Swift for like a 7th round pick, I just kind of say, wouldn't it be better just to keep Swift for that final year and then end up taking a running back in the later rounds and go like the traditional route, like you guys are saying? So it kind of is a big surprise to me. And Gibbs, I think, is going to double down on what your guys' point is. If Gibbs comes in and has a great first round, great rookie season as well, it might make teams be like, yo, look at it. If you get these star running backs at the right time for a team that's ready, instead of waiting for that second round, let's get him in this middle of the first round because this guy's going to be 35% of our workload.
But typically running backs coming into the NFL, especially out of schools of which those guys did, have a lot of tread on them, have a lot of fucking like wear and tear. And coming into the NFL with that much wear and tear at that position usually does not bode well.
Do you think he'll last his contract? Because that's probably what they're thinking. We get this kid for his contract, then we're done with him.
I don't know.
Him in his final year for his 7th round pick.
I don't know. We have to remember. I mean, that's what made a Josh Jacobs when he first got drafted, so attractive, is that he didn't have a lot of tread, but you already knew that he could do the job. And that's kind of what you want.
If Todd Gurley never misses that, basically misses the final 2 games, right? I know he played in the Super Bowl, but we know that was 40% Gurley, right?
Yep.
If he was 100% Gurley and the Rams win, I think we talk about running back a lot different in today's age, because people forget that Jared Goff and the Rams were a very not mid, but slightly a bit above mid offense. And Gurley just had those 2 rocking seasons, and he was a special case in the sense of not having any, anything between his knees, right? If he was a normal man in the knees, he would have had more years. He would have been the craziest thing. And he would have probably set the team apart. People might be saying, you can pay running backs. But because he misses and only touches the ball 10 times and crappily touches the ball 10 times in the Super Bowl, they lose, and he doesn't get there. It's just so interesting that we don't favor RBs at all. And we always point back to the Gurley contract, or everyone does. Look how bad that was.
But what I also hate is that the Christian McCaffrey being drafted, the 8th pick in the first round by the Carolina Panthers, completely goes under the radar, and he's probably one of the biggest, most generational players that we really have in the game. And with the way that he's being used in his all-purpose yards, and what you saw what he did with a team in San Francisco that had no quarterback, and they just said, run, McCaffrey, run, and they were able to do everything because he could pass, he could run, he could throw. That's a guy that's worth the first round pick.
CMC, Saquon, all these guys get drafted by really bad teams.
So with the CMC one, that never went underneath the radar, especially when his injuries came into play. So there's that first.
He had 2 injuries. It's football. It happens.
Second, and those injuries made him miss drastic amount of time. Now, with that, it also kind of, help prove something. He's in a system that is a running back by committee system. He doesn't have to do it all by himself.
Yeah, but so if you even look at some of the other running backs, everyone says, "Oh, you could put anybody there." Look at Pacheco. Sure, Pacheco did it, but how many 3rd to 7th round running backs completely fall out of the NFL?
Yep. And with better scouting, these guys are going to pick up on the better guys coming up, because let's face it, pass blocking is the hugest part about a running back being able to be on the field. And when you get later in the draft, usually that's the skill that's not there. And if scouts pick up on that and they get the pass blocking running backs early, then that could be the way players come in. That could be the next way.
I mean, also run blocking for O-linemen keeps the longevity longer than pass blocking for O-linemen. Yep. So there's a very good stance. I just think there's not many NFL teams that know when to take running back, and it's in a weird situation right now. So like I said, I think Bijan might change the way we look at things. Gibbs might change the way we look at things. Yep. We'll see. I mean, these guys both got taken super early.
Yep.
So.
Okay. For me, what I'll say is what I felt like the biggest draft day surprise, and I guess it really in a way shouldn't be a surprise. But how could we not bring up Will Levis falling? I said it once, I'll say it twice. Just because someone posts some shit on Reddit, if they are not a fucking verified source, all you're doing when you run off of things like that, all you're doing is donating to Vegas. You're no longer betting, you're no longer gambling at that point. You're just donating to Vegas. And I bring this up because there were so many people that were pissed off because they knew nothing about football. They knew nothing about scouting. They knew nothing about reporting. They knew nothing about fantasy. So they weren't paying attention. All they saw was social media said, "Oh well, you know, the script type of bullshit." Guys, stop doing it. That's going to be my biggest one. Is the Will Levis thing. You shouldn't y'all should have never fucking
I got a comment on that.
Should never put your money out there like that.
Did you see such a dumb way to bet?
Did you see the ESPN expert estimate was at like 99% that he was going to go in the first round? ESPN themselves were feeding into exactly what you were saying because they were pumping that shit out hard.
What up, Fred?
That smoke screen hard.
Leaf says Levis too many women in his life. I love mayo in my coffee and I eat banana with the peel. Yeah, Levis is a weird dude.
You know what I think also it was? It was Bill Belichick fucking with people because the Patriots bought Will Levis in late, and that was part of the reason why his stock was going up is because they thought that Patriots weren't sold on Mac Jones. Bill Belichick wasn't putting his
which is absolutely crazy.
It.
Like Mac Jones is not terrible. Like he's not. He's not
Mac
terrible.
Jones is not good. But Mac Jones is not good.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even say that because like the Patriots.
Would you want Mac Jones? Would you want Mac Jones to try and lead you to a Super Bowl?
He can't.
I would want it more than Will Levis.
No, he can't.
He can't.
No, he can't.
I'd want it more than Will Levis right now. Like, I think if you're talking about like what happened with Mac Jones last year, like that Patriots offense is just god awful.
But Peng, it's not just a today game. It's for your future. You could draft him today and say, okay, Mac Jones is better today, but in 2 years you could see.
But there's also certain picks that are bridges, and we kind of talked about this when we touched on the Atlanta situation, how we believe that Ritter is the bridge. I wouldn't be shocked if Atlanta, says if Atlanta either A is able to pull off getting Caleb Williams next year, or B in 25 they say fuck it, we're gonna go for Shedeur.
So my point to it is, if I had no quarterback, then yes, you want a project like Levis. He's built differently, right? Yeah. But if you have Mac Jones, like what do? Do you bust a Cardinals? Like you already have a shit roster. Why bring another quarterback in? Like if you actually look at like what the Patriots have as a team, it's absolutely awful. It's like one of the ugliest rosters in the league. Their wide receivers should all be practice squad guys or guys like out of the league. Like the entire wide receiver core. It's
terrible. It's like, absolutely
One's their best receiver in my mind. Like he's the best one. And so that's saying a lot.
So they're fading for a quarterback this year. They're saying, okay, Mac Jones, we want you to lose one more year for us.
Which quarterback would survive with Kendrick Bourne, half of Devontae Parker, and I don't even know who Tyquan Thornton.
Another one another one that shocked me was Joey Porter Jr. not going in the first.
Oh yeah, that's
he still ended up becoming a Steeler, which we all predicted. Most of us like here I predicted.
That's a nice fit.
It's so beautiful.
What was the cornerbacks that went ahead of Gonzalez, right? Like I heard like everyone was just like really into Gonzalez, and he went.
Emmanuel Forbes went ahead of Gonzalez. Gonzalez fell.
Cornerback 4 or something, and that was like pretty crazy.
Like Singleton.
Weatherspoon,
the Commanders.
All right, wait up, not Weatherspoon. Yeah,
kind of weird. Like, it's a little interesting.
Forbes.
I feel like we could beat this topic to death. I think we
Forbes and Weatherspoon were the first two.
Christian Gonzalez fell though because he doesn't like contact. He doesn't like to hit.
But I think
that's fair. Like that's always a shot at a cornerback.
But I think he was high on the Cardinals board, and then when the Cardinals switched out, that
he was high on everyone's board. He was high on everyone's board. His problem is that he doesn't like to hit.
Well, I mean, in today's day and age, if he's an elite cover guy, he doesn't really need it sometimes.
I feel like look, speaking of corners, I feel like Washington definitely got the best. Like at 16, if you're eyeing a corner, 6 pick sixes, 14 picks. Led FBS in both. Forbes is him. Ball hawk corner, rangy. Dude's like a fucking rubber band out there, just everywhere. I think that was a damn good pickup.
Yeah. And then after Gonzalez, there was only one other cornerback taken, which was the Giants taking
Banks.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that was really all of the first round corner talent that you probably could have gone for.
Yep. All right. Well,
that run on wide receivers was kind of fun though. It kind of fucked up because I was expecting to get one there, but that four wide receivers in a row was kind of epic.
Well, let's kind of talk about that as we kind of head into what rookies will have the biggest impact for their new destination, for their new home. I personally, and I'll kind of start this one off. Personally, I feel that it's Zay Flowers. You got a guy who you know, I quoted Steve Smith before where he said that, you know, this guy's a movable weapon. Zay Flowers is absolutely a movable weapon. Moving him in between OBJ, Bateman, Mark Andrews, that's going to be so dangerous. That's going to be so deadly. I think that Zay Flowers is a big win. Is a big win there. And wouldn't be surprised if maybe he even gets Offensive Rookie of the Year.
The Leafs defense is kind of made me laugh. I'm dying, dude.
Quentin Johnson leading the league in body catches.
Robbie was ranting about this.
Terrible.
Robbie was ranting about this. He's like, he catches with his body. He's not that good. He's a body catcher.
Bro,
dude,
for real,
body catch is absolutely terrible. I remember once I saw pointing that shit out to me, Alan Hearns, and I was like, I am never drafting Alan Hearns, like ever. And then we bought into him, and you saw his ass trying to body catch and just suck for like 4 years straight after he got paid.
Well, because what happens when you catch with your body, you're more prone to losing the ball because the ball bounces off your pads.
Right.
Not just, I mean, of course, that, but also just like you're limited as a player. Like the last thing you want to be as a player is limited. Yeah. Imagine someone's all like
fucking T-Rex arms.
Like 70% of what everybody else can do. You'd be like, why do I want him?
I think like
the range of motion you have from a body catch is like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? You know, like
that's what makes Odell so special. And that play that he made for the Giants, where he's just like leaping and catches it with like his fingertips falling into the end zone.
Well, you're supposed to catch with your hands.
Well, I mean, that'll still be probably one of the greatest catches in NFL history.
All right. So
Ritter and Matt playing for the Shanghai Sharks. Holy fuck. Dylan Brooks. We're all mediocre athletes were sitting to fucking Shanghai.
So
is that where Bauer plays?
I think so. I know Jeremy Lin. I think Jeremy Lin plays in it's Dwight. It's Dwight and Jeremy Lin who both play in Taiwan.
Hey, listen, get your money, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Probably get some good food over there too. I've seen the anime noodles.
Oh my gosh. Peng, who do you think is going to make the biggest impact for their team?
My boy, my guy. I've been waiting for this guy for decades now. You guys don't even understand. He's gonna be part of my All-22 team. I got Riley Moss, baby. Riley Moss.
What?
Riley Moss.
Why?
Because he's going to be my starting cornerback on my All-53, All-22 team. My white cornerback I've been waiting forever for. You don't understand. That's my boy. My white DB. I've been waiting years for this white quarterback to appear.
Guys. So, for those that don't know, Payne has been trying to make an all-white team.
Oh, so good. So good.
You know he's going to get dusted, right?
He's a little bit too late though, because Harrison Smith is way too old and Eric Weddle's out. I could have been so close to this like really great all white team. We got Riley Moss in there. It would have been nice. Joke aside, I think Jalen Carter, man, like there's something the Eagles know how to do, and everyone's gonna be jerking off the Eagles about, oh my god, they got great values. Oh my god, they're traded for Swift. Not that. No, it's the fact that they now have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter to overtake their old DTs. Like, their D linemen are old. Like now you got these two guys that you got one of them that fell to you. Like Jalen Carter fell to you at 9.
Yep.
You have Jordan Davis, who was great last year, which was one of my favorite guys last year. He could have been Defensive Rookie of the Year if he would have been able to play the entire season. Like now you got him in year 2. You got Jalen Carter. I want to see a defensive tackle just really take the reins. And I know everyone jerks off these edge rushers and these fucking cornerbacks and blah blah. Nah, man. DTs are where it's at. DTs are hard to replace. Ask the goddamn 49ers when they let DeForest Buckner leave, how hard has it been to replace him? Because they never did. Because he's just that good. I want I want to start defensive tackle, and I'm gonna go with Jalen Carter. Like
Dexter
I
Lawrence,
show Buckner
baby.
all the love. So
not only that, having Carter and Smith
and Jordan Davis out there,
like,
it's gonna be so gross.
Yeah, that's the fact that all 31 other teams let Philly get away with that was completely insane. Completely insane. Dallas, you drafted the wrong fucking Smith.
So I that's my guy. I'm thinking he's got it in him to do what he needs to do. He's categorized as a Pro Bowl talent off his combine score, which if anyone doesn't know, like getting a 7 or higher is hard, even for some of the best talents. People made fun of this class that they weren't great, blah, 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 whatever. There's not many of these guys that come out there. I think here we go. Like getting a good DT is more impactful than a good edge rusher, in my opinion, because you laugh, but go watch how good our DT is on the Dolphins. Christian Wilkins is the fucking nuts. Christian Wilkins had CMC's number when they played. I was there, and they were like tackled again by Christian Wilkins. Like
you want a guy that just has a nose for the ball.
Just fucking does, and Carter has it. And he's not a big DT. He's not 6'6", 6'7", but these smaller guys can get it done. So sign me up. Okay.
Taco, who makes the biggest impact on their new team?
All right, so I'm going to be completely biased. Completely
Never start with that.
Gonna be complete. I'm going Jalen Hyatt. We're desperate for a wide receiver. He's allegedly a big playmaker. We are a team that makes stars. Wide receivers come here, and I'm not saying they're talent. They're stars. Like Odell. Odell became a star.
Because of his catch,
and what he did, his personality, everything. We make stars.
LSU, and a wide receiver they took in the first round, like 108. I mean, that's a difference between
I know.
What other star receivers do you have?
I'm starting, but then even at the end, you see guys like Hodgins and these other guys start. Richie James. These guys just start coming up, start making plays, start making names for themselves. We start talking about Hodgins and all these games like, yo, this is a pretty good guy. Where'd this guy come from? We work with these. Now, Kenny Galladay, fuck that guy. No offense, buddy. Like, you really fucked us over here. We had some guys that came in from nothing and did way more than you've ever done. So I'm expecting Hyatt to come into this offense and really actually make a big wave, big production, and he really does have an opportunity to play as a
Taco didn't know who Hyatt was.
You are right. That's why I said I'm biased. That's
why draft day. Which position does he play?
That's exactly why I said this is a biased pick. I said it before I started. I was full upfront about mine. Once y'all told me about him, and once I knew what we need, this guy sounds like he could be a different.
I'm just laughing at Leafs defense on Riley Moss. I'm done. I should not have started that. That's bad.
But no, he doesn't get the pass, Leafs.
He's a DB. He's a cornerback though, bro. Like that's his. He's at least invited to the cookout. He's got to be.
Yeah. He invites to the cookout.
All right. Come on, man. He's a white cornerback. You don't get those in the league.
Okay, so Penny told the defense come up with
those kind of characters. They don't even believe it's possible. I've played like 12 franchise years before, and no white cornerback has ever shown up on the randomly generated guys. They were like, "No way, that's impossible." No.
Guys, So Penny only wants showing defense some love here. Okay.
I love this Jalen Carter, man. I love Christian Wilkins. He's the guy.
So you got Carter being defensive rookie of the year then.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping for a DT. He's probably the best TT right now that's got drafted, and I pray every year for a DT to make that splash.
With that, with that
Let's
team,
go back.
it is possible. With that team, is possible.
I will say with the Eagles, it's a little weird. They tend to trust their veterans a little bit more, especially these guys like Fletcher. They have Pro Bowlers, right, and All Pro and possible future Hall of Famers or Ring of Honor guys. But like, you took this guy at 109, and I think they traded up for him too. So like, he better be on that field. He's out there. He's got a good frame. He's got the same build nearly as Christian Wilkins. And
well, I mean, as many pieces as they lost during the offseason prior to the draft, they're definitely going to be out there. Those boys are definitely going to be out there. I'm going to probably rock with you on that. As far as defensive rookie of the year and say Carter. I think we could all probably agree there, right?
Kata.
Only you can make that. I can't. I shouldn't make that joke.
You get a C-word pass, buddy. All right, I give it to you.
Oh my god. Okay. Offensive rookie of the year, though. I already said Zay Flowers. I'm locking that in.
Zay's a good one too. Steve Smith gave him all the love. So, and I always tell everyone I listen to Steve Smith. Steve Smith can give me any wide receiver. He'd be like, all right, this guy, I know he's 5'4", and he's 500 pounds, but he could be the guy. I'd be like, I'm drafting him. Like, he's on my team. I listen to Steve Smith, man. I'll listen to him all day.
5'4", 500 pounds. What the fuck?
I don't give a shit. If Steve Smith gives his endorsement, I'll be like, whatever. I'm taking him.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So are you taking the Zay Flowers train then, Pang? Or do you have? Okay.
I'm buying Zay. I love Zay. I was hoping he'd go to a real team, but I'm a little skeptical
Let's face it though. Let's also face it though. We don't wish anything on anyone, but like, should anything happen to Odell, due to age and such, he has the quickest path to being the one. JSN's path doesn't really open up until Lockett really leaves, which they could trade Lockett mid-season, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I feel like Zay has the. And then if you're Jordan Addison, you're behind fucking Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne.
But what about Bateman and Andrews? Because Andrews is a big part of the passing game, and how much are they really going to start passing when you look at how much they run the ball?
Well, we're going to get into that a little bit later.
So I want to touch a little bit just because, like, I know there was a research done by Hayden and Josh Norris, great guys from UD. They were talking about how Andrews had the least blocking or out of most tight ends. Out of all the elite tight ends, he was kind of like the lowest of the guys to block, right? But name me a receiver on that team that survives in the last 4 years on the Ravens.
Not just that. Like,
none. There's no guys.
Yeah, no, they're a team that tends to get, play at that position. They're a team that needs depth at that position.
They were plagued at every position in the offense. Everybody on that team has been injured. Andrews has been injured. Lemar has been injured. All the wide receivers have been. Yep. All the wide receivers and all their running backs have been injured. Of course, Mark Andrews gets.
We were fucking using Devin Duvernay as a waiver wire pickup last year. Like, the fuck.
Yeah, it was gross. We were using DeMarcus Robinson for,
and they still have. Straight. They still have Duvernay.
Yeah. So of course, things are gonna shift for Andrews. I mean, I don't think Andrews gets as much done. Honestly, people are gonna give me shit.
I don't.
I actually, man, he might be more like Kelsey.
I don't know about
chemistry.
Really quick, to Leaf's comment there, I don't know about Mingo and like the whole Panther situation. Every time a receiver gets drafted to the Panthers, there's hype, and then it doesn't live up. Like, that rookie season just does not live up. Like, remember how hype we all were for Terrence Marshall?
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah, there was a lot of love for him.
There's a lot of Terrence Marshall love.
I just can't, like, people get sold on these like big dudes all the time that are contested catchers or like semi burners, but they're not polished. unless they're like straight out freaks, like Kevin White. That
I
couldn't
feel
do
like
it.
rookie of the year is
DK
definitely a
Metcalf.
receiver. I feel like rookie of the year is definitely a receiver. I don't feel like Bijan's gonna like. I mean, Bijan can go off and like
That's the
do some crazy
I
shit,
mean,
but
realistically,
like
I'd be one Bijan,
that
but
that
still.
that's the easy one. That's the layup.
I don't
He has to
feel
be
like
odds on favorite. He has to be like, come on, bro. He's a running back.
I mean,
The volume
there's
is there.
there's a chance Anthony Richardson could do it. If this guy starts week
That's
one
true
and just
too.
starts trucking
I don't.
guys, people are gonna fall in love with him.
If
They're
they
gonna be like,
use
"Oh
him
my
in
god,
running
the
capacity,
first rookie to
I
have 1,000 rushing yards."
yeah,
if
yeah.
if Anthony Richardson if Anthony Richardson first for like the Colts, like he's got to go out there and win football games. I could maybe change. 'Cause obviously, this is a way too early segment.
Yeah.
When we're actually in the thick of the season, could I maybe see myself if they're winning games, or if he's like putting up numbers? Even if they're
They're gonna put up
playing
numbers.
playing
They're not
within
gonna
close
win.
games.
Yeah, they're not gonna win shit.
I mean, most rookie
This
quarterbacks
is
come
the
in as
NFL,
trouble.
and we don't know.
I'll tell you
We
right
don't
now, they're
know
not gonna win
who's
shit.
who's the third rounder that Houston got. Who's the third round wide receiver that Houston got? Kid from Houston.
Tank Dell.
Yeah, Tank Dell. Yeah. Bryce Young was specifically like, yo, go and get me him. Like if those two can get a connection and get some shit popping, maybe Tank Dell's not a bad option to go and look at. Like when your rookie quarterback who's coming in turns to you and says, "Go get me that guy." I don't like the Jalen Reed the Jalen Reed fucking take. Like I just don't. We'll get into the Packers as a whole.
At some point.
Yeah. I just don't. I can't. I can't get behind. He's a second round pick. Jordan Love's coming in brand new. Like we're gonna get to that later, but yeah. Shout out to the Packers though. I mean, out of any team for I think like the last like 30 seasons, they've had the lowest turnover at quarterback. It's been Favre and Rodgers. I'm not bullshitting, dog.
I know. It's like it's just so gross. It's like unfair. It's completely unfair.
Bro, it's and I think like the ones with for like the least turnover at quarterback are like them. It's the Packers, Patriots, Dallas.
What Chargers at this point? Chargers don't have any fucking turnover
Yeah,
either.
Chargers. I can't remember the other one. I saw it on the book today when I was scrolling. Okay. I like where we're kind of leaning with way too early offensive rookie of the year. So I'm going Zay Flowers. I'm locking that in. Who are you locking in, Payne?
I mean, it's for me. It's obviously gonna be like Bijan, but I think for wide receivers, I think I'm gonna go with Zay. I think Zay's gonna be interesting.
I think Anthony Richardson would be my logical guess, and then if I'm going Homer, I'm going Hyatt because I do think, like you said, Hyatt has the opportunity. Who's the real number one for the Giants?
Does Richardson out?
It's Isaiah Hodgins.
Does Richardson outplay Stroud and Young?
I think because of his rushing ability and the way that the Colts will probably use this. Like I'm envisioning the Colts. I don't know what the coach is going to put out there, but I envision a run heavy scheme between Taylor and.
I don't think the Colts got enough talent.
I don't think the Colts have enough talent either, but it's going to be the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Like what do the Texans and the Panthers win? And the answer is they don't.
The Panthers brought in smart vets to be able to go in there and kind of help Stroud out. I feel like.
I mean, I've heard a lot of really
all
good
it takes is Richardson to run 800 yards, and then the NFL will fall in love with them. They're going to say, "Oh my God, this has never been done by a rookie."
So then we'll say receivers. We'll say we'll lock in Flowers. Running back, we're not even going to give Gibbs a shot here. Well, Gibbs has a split time with Monty, so Bijan's the obvious one. We'll lock in Bijan. And then so then quarterbacks.
I like that rushing upside, and everything I've seen about Richardson, he's been a freak. He was climbing up a lot of boards. I know that the kid from Alabama that went first, CJ Young. I know he's super talented, but I just like physically when you look at Richardson, he looks like a fucking beast. like fucking when like LeBron James type comes into the NFL. I just kind of look at him. I'm like, I think that dude could probably be fucking a monster. Like, you know what I mean?
I think Carolina did really smart for Stroud. And every time I see those weapons that they got put together, we're looking at rookie quarterbacks. I think he can go out there and he can be all he can. If we're picking just quarterbacks, like we're narrowing this down position by position, I think Stroud probably has the best opportunity with the guys that he has.
Yeah, I've gone to AR. I just don't think the Panthers are a good team. I think the Panthers are a bad team, bad organization.
The only thing that saves them is the division. The division is fucking.
I don't think that AR will have the throwing ability to keep up with the others and with the reward with the award.
They say he has an arm. The question is the accuracy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, Michael Pittman is. I like last year. With AR and Jonathan Taylor. Huh?
I got a lot of shit for hating on Pittman last year. Everybody wants to come after me for that one.
I mean, it was just a logical play, though. The problem is that his price got too high. Like, when you look at it just from a volume standpoint, it made sense. But the problem is that draft capital just kept rising and rising, that you couldn't justify the investment in such a mystery play. You can't guess at that round that you were taking him at. You need to take a more of a certain thing when you can take
people
that
were
risk
saying he was certain, though. They were
I
saying,
agree
oh
with
my
this,
God,
I agree with this take.
So certain.
I agree with this take when we talk tight ends. So first off, Darnell Washington falling was just insanity, complete fucking insanity. But
Perfect.
the Steelers got
6 linemen, baby. 6 linemen. Here we go.
Yup. But I feel like yes, Meyer with Jimmy G working with him. Oh my gosh. Like I think that is the play right there. That is a gold mine.
I mean, you guys keep talking a lot, but that Kincaid kid to Buffalo could be a very interesting connection if he's as dynamic as you say. Because I mean, I think a tight end off with a quarterback like that. I mean, you've seen good things from Knox,
but
I think Knox is good.
I love Knox.
Really good.
I love Fort Knox, but my thing is, I picturing Buffalo in 12 personnel is difficult for me.
I think it makes a ton of sense. They don't have a slot.
They need it, but we haven't seen them execute it.
But he's a big body, so when you actually run with Jacobs, Allen, he can block, and then when he can go downfield, and he can open it up and fool people out. I mean, I think they probably might try to use him like a Kelsey type for Josh Allen, because let's face it, he needs more receivers than just Diggs, because that can't just be it. He didn't really have anything else other than Diggs.
In fantasy,
also, what's that face? The second guy who was a real another bust like Pittman. Gabe Davis, what a disappointment I felt like he was last year. Such a lotto ticket. Like you couldn't confidently play him. It's like, okay, I have buys and no shot. Let me throw him in.
Yeah, but that was more of how dumb the community got. Like the people kept buying this, and I hate this. I hate this narrative.
Yep.
Elite quarterback equals everybody good. Like right? Because that is dumb. That's absolutely worse. But that's what people did.
Coaching has a big influence on that.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, look at Patrick Mahomes. Who's been his wide receiver too in the last 5 years?
Ill. He has had dog shit.
Who's Aaron Rodgers' wide receiver too in the last 10?
My God.
Cobb.
Yeah, Cobb.
Maybe.
Right.
Jared Boykins. On the Zards.
Bro, did you hear they brought in Cobb on a 1-year deal?
Bro, they got Cobb, they got Lazard, they got Davis, they got have you seen that Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have been going to the games? They were just at the Knicks game.
It was him and Sauce. It was him and Sauce that went to the game.
Sauce. No, Garrett Wilson further. Garrett Wilson was in the Ranger game. I know. I think they both might have been there. Like with all the boys. I know.
But when Sauce sat next to Jessica Alba, he was like, how can I get caught up out here when I am the cat?
Yeah, he was talking about Alba's friend.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Yo, he got some riz." Like, okay. And she said that he was respectful to his elders and Aaron Rodgers. Bro, I was dead. Yeah, Sauce is the homie. But no. Going back to the tight ends thing though, from like a dynasty standpoint, I feel like I go with the guy that is linked to, Jimmy G and Meyer, just due to the fact that Jimmy G has always had to rely on tight ends in his career.
I think that he has a good shot at it. He's probably going to be. He's my favorite tight end. Like coming into this draft, like I want him.
Like when I go into a rookie draft, I'm always thinking when I'm going into rookie startup, I'm always thinking, what is my return? I'm thinking this always, always, always. But what is my return on investment gonna be? How long am I playing this specific stock for? So for me, I see Meyer as a guy that we could be talking about in maybe 2-3 years in the same conversation in this current era where we talked about the Kelseys, the Kittles, and the Andrews. When those guys all retire, I think that Meyer could be a guy that, fuck, this team is looking to replace Darren Waller.
Okay, one other question then. So what about the guy the Cowboys drafted then? Because he's kind of filling Schultz spots.
Right? Shoemaker or whatever the fuck.
Shoemaker, yeah. Schooner, whatever his name. I think he's fine.
I feel like
because he's stepping into a potential decent volume share.
First with me being a Commanders fan, you being a Giants fan, some of our takes can come off and sound a little bit biased. So I'm just putting that out there right now. With that removing that, I think Dallas's draft was fairly mid.
Yep.
I feel like it was fairly fucking mid. And then for Dallas, hold on. And then for Dallas to go on record and say that Micah Parsons is going to be playing as a lineman this year. I don't know what the fuck is going on down there. Jerry wants to try and blame it on coaching. Jerry, I think it's just too much of you. It's just too much of you. You're the problem, Jerry. It's you. It has nothing to do with McCarthy. It has nothing to do with Dak. It has nothing to do with not being able to have enough money to pay. You're a fucking idiot.
Jerry.
What the Cowboys did best is they were the best viral on social media because they had that heartwarming story. That's the best thing they did in the draft.
Well, no, I love that, and I love.
They played that up really well. I'll say them, and from what I've seen, the Colts have been throwing out some interesting stuff. I mean, linking from their rooms, but so far, I think that's the best thing they did is how they did their media.
I love the Vaughn move because they needed to be able to provide an extra back. Whenever Zeke is, whatever the fuck happens with Zeke, he's not having a.
Zeke got cut.
Yeah,
right?
Zeke, but he hasn't been picked up yet.
Oh, who's gonna pick up?
That's what he's saying. He's basically like they need something to replace Zeke to have
exactly.
Yeah.
So the Vaughn move makes completely sense. With the whole fucking sad, or not the sad story, but like the whole like father son story there. Obviously, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Dallas's draft overall was very fucking mid. The Packers draft was mid as fuck.
Giants got a lot of good grades.
You guys did decent. You guys did better than Dallas. You did better than Dallas. Nobody did better than the Eagles. Nobody in the NFC.
A lot of people had a first round grade on the center that we got in the second round. John Michael Schmidt
Heimer Schmidt.
At center, that'll be nice for Saquon. Just another offensive lineman to add in.
Okay, so we kind of talked about it kind of already with the rookie quarterbacks, and we went into breaking down tight ends. Who is most likely to be a starter or earnings? I don't want to say this because I don't think that any of these kids are going to be in your starting roster week one. I think if you put any of these kids in your starting roster week one, you're rolling out there with a lot of fucking faith.
I mean, B. John's automatically going to be, and probably Gibbs is probably going to be in starting lineups. I would say.
Let's throw some. Who will as the season progresses? Who do you see eventually possibly becoming a every week fantasy football starter? Pang.
Jordan Addison.
Really?
I think Jordan Addison is coming into the best situation. He's playing ahead of KJ Osborne because Osborne is Osborne. He's good enough for the NFL. TJ Hawkinson is good. And Kirk Cousins is someone who just went for 4,500 yards and also a guy that's done 4,900 yards before. He consistently does 43 to 4,500 yards per season with, in my opinion, shittier weapons. Like I think Diggs and Thielen is not going to be as good as Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, and Jordan Addison. Addison's like pro ready. Like he's probably the most pro ready wide receiver that wasn't JSN coming into the league.
It's
Right.
fun. It's funny because when
It's
I
not
look
sexy.
back, I had before the start of college last year, I had Addison being my top on my NFL board. He slowly fell the more that I fell in love with JSN and Zay Flowers. So I love that you kind of say that because that I like that.
I mean, it's just about being pro ready, right? Like, are you a pro ready guy? And this is like, 12 years ago or 10 years ago, people argued about Kevin White versus Amari Cooper, right? Well, Jordan Addison versus Quentin Johnson is just that version, but a lesser version. It's who's pro ready and who's done production versus a what if athletic freak guy. And Quentin Johnson versus Jordan Addison, like that's basically it. And I guess who won the battle? Amari Cooper did. We see this every year. We see even if you look at AJ Brown, who was more pro ready than DK Metcalf, like AJ Brown won that battle for now.
Quentin Johnson has the shortest end of the stick because for everything that he does and can do, like on the positive scale of things, Keenan Allen at his age can already do. Mike Williams can already do.
Exactly. So
you're kind of not
for me.
Huh?
I can start. I have no issue starting like Jordan Addison week 1. If I'm in a 3-receiver league, 3-receiver plus a flex, and I'm in a full PPR, I'll start Addison. I will start Addison week 1. No qualms, no issues. Kirk Cousins throwing that fucking ball around.
I like that. I like that. It's a bold take. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Shout out to Dodgeball 2. Dodgeball 2 is officially underway filming. Bold strategy, Cotton, but I'd love to see how that plays out. Taco kind of dipped off. I feel like for the scenario that you just threw out there, we have about 10 minutes or 5 minutes ish here left in the first half. I feel like for the scenario that you pointed out with the whole 3-receiver type thing, you're in a league with 3 receivers. That's the best time where you can kind of make decisions about starting rookies week 1, or kind of use that 3rd receiver slot to see who can maybe work their way into that starting spot. We saw last year Jahan Dotson be a guy that, when he was healthy, number 1 amongst wide receivers in contested catch rate, and he was going out there and winning fantasy games and being a productive player for you. So you're kind of looking for someone that can come in and do that same thing and be that for you. You bring up Addison, man. It's for me. It's probably going to be Meyer. For me, if I'm playing the whole late tight end game, he won't be on my roster week 1, but I quickly see by like week 3, like week 3, I could see myself sitting back doing rum zone and being like, "Fuck, guys, we need to start sliding Meyer into our starting rosters." I think that'd be a good way to kind of start scouting. I know that rookie tight ends don't usually pop off, but he's in a system with a quarterback in a location that it needs one desperately. Taco.
So there's a guy that I'm really interested in, and like you said, this is someone that we expect later on down the season to be in our roster, not right now, right?
It can be either or. Who do you?
Because I already went. I'm gonna switch it up, and I'm gonna go with another wide receiver, and I'm gonna go with Raish Rice. This kid really interests me because he's going to the Chiefs. This is an opportunity with a Mahomes towards the end of the season. Things could break for him where he could be a relevant player in our fantasy lineups because of the pure fact of Kansas City is a fantasy-friendly offense. And if he becomes someone with a big target share towards the end of the season because they have some injury-prone guys like Kadarius Toney, and they don't have some proven guys like Kadarius Toney, this guy could really step in and become a integral part of the offense.
I feel like I heard this last year for Sky Moore, and how did that work out? Like, what I mean?
My only thing is that Mahomes, so Kansas City and fantasy friendly, those two things go synonymous together in fantasy football.
If you're Travis Kelce, and that's it,
right?
Just him.
Well, Mahomes for a while.
Mahomes plus pass catching rookie weapon, those two things usually don't go together.
I mean, I
Mahomes
even thought
and
Juju was going to be so good last year. And I even said last year that Juju was not going to be it.
yeah, no, Juju's mid. Juju's always been mid.
But Miko Hardman was good, not great. When you look at when Tony came in, he was solid, but nothing special. Like
McCall was like a 3-game.
There's an opportunity here for someone to play up and get a decent volume because Tyreek Hill was a monster. Kelsey was a monster, both at the same time.
That's because
there
Tyreek
is a shot for someone to come back in here and take. Juju wasn't terrible. Someone is gonna get, and Juju's not there anymore. So right, no more Juju.
No,
so there's opportunity.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take. I haven't seen Mahomes light a rookie on fire yet, really. That's just kind of not his stilo, and kind of just because and Mahomes plays very much, or in terms of the passion that he plays with, a lot like the old school guys, and a lot of those old school guys leaned on their veteran guys. So I just find it a hard idea, a hard way wrapping my mind around that. Jackson Mahomes and Chief Aholic are criminals on the run. Bro, that's shield fucking Jackson Mahomes being arrested in some areas. Kansas City, don't be a fan base of thugs challenge. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Kansas City has taken over the Raiders. We're gonna go ahead and get into halftime really quick, 2 music videos and a commercial break. And we'll be right back here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboys and girls. What to do? We have plenty more to talk about on the other half of the show. Dilly, we appreciate you. Let me see what I'm gonna play here. I got this one.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
They said they wanted the full version this time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why, fuck you. And you, and you, and you. And you, and you. Fuck you. Listen to me. I came in the bench, watch when the harpoons and the flames when the fence bob when it's high school. I aim at the bitch, boy, what the fuck you? I fuck you, insane when the scenes dance in a dungeon when the rain gonna need why you don't run through. Maintain vigilance, watch who you talk to. I fuck you. I came in the bench, watch when the harpoons and the flames when the fence bob when it's high school. I aim at the bitch, boy, what the fuck you? I fuck you, insane when the scenes dance in a dungeon when the rain gonna need why you don't run through. Maintain vigilance, watch who you talk to. I fuck you.
I got one mouth, one brain, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 balls. Choose my own fate, my way, move like a U-Haul. What am I supposed to do? Take shit from you all? Fuck that, bitch, I finna bust back. Look at that sack, come with a baseball bat and fat. Nobody want that back to back. You said you want the Zakateki, yaki. How about that Tosaki? Somebody call me Pappy, yaki in a baggy, ooh, gross. We be on the other shit, the reason why we do the most. Smoking weed overseas, coming from the East Coast. We dope, even though we broke, but we got it if you ever need more. Tell me, do you need more? We was by the seashore, selling seashells, trying to see the show. Something that sound like EO. Nothing like it, we know. Blow that more everywhere that we go. Go to make the beat dough. Mr. Parker dropping balls on your ass. Send them round real dirty in a car full of trash. Chillin' in the dump truck. Jay's getting twisted, getting fucked up.
I came in a bitch, watch when the harpoons and the flames when the fence bob when it's hostile. I aim at the bitch, boy, what the fuck you? I fuck you, insane when the scenes dance in a dungeon when the rains and the need why you don't run through. Maintain vigilance, watch when you talk to. I fuck you.
Grew up in the middle of the jungle. Concrete stomp feet, another baby rebel. I juggle with the struggle with the appearance of a muggle to a god I'm put together if you piece me in this puzzle. Junk food, fuck you, I'ma snatch your lunch goon. Dreaming of the booty tang, sing my tongue, she come through. Wow, zoom, taking off around noon, making it till midnight. Flies, fucking Gundam wings. Shit, sign off on the check. I'm signing off right here because you're earning my respect. Now snatch, bad, survival of the fast. Hungry little tummy, furious for the scraps. Backpack, drag my sack, set a trap, fuck a rat. Stone them in Medusa with the dreads round my neck. Sit back, whip it fast, drift, drag, racing ass. Got a left at gas, headed bad in the past. So I pull up, I shoot up, like Harden for the 3. Means more than what I bargained for. I'm making one of these. Approve of the usage of this academy. Izuku Midoriya, smash on her knees like, oh. Yeah, wait, storm. Wait.
Fuck you. Listen to me. Huh.
I came in the bench wash when the harpoons and the flames when the fins pop when it's high school. I aim at the bitch boy, what the fuck you? I fuck you, insane when the scenes starts and the done when the rain and the need why you don't run through. Maintain vigilance, watch who you talk to. I fuck you. I came in the bitch wash when the harpoons and the flames when the fins pop when it's high school. I aim at the bitch boy, what the fuck you? I fuck you, insane when the scenes dance in a dungeon with a range and a need one, you don't run through. Maintain vigilance, watch who you talk to. I fuck you.
Hop out in Miami with no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, or turn me up, you can't understand. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Shots GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good bring her where you're not.
Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie, alongside Pangs Picks and Taco TDS. Gentlemen, did you enjoy your quick break?
Yep.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get back to it.
I gotta say though,
what's up?
I like those tracks that you have bumping, but that last track, bro, it has that like that Chris Brown type. Like I be in my car puffing a little loud, swerving, you know, nighttime on some grown man shit.
That's that Virginia, my homie Saj.
Yeah, I grew up a big Trey Songz fan. Like Trigger Trey, even when he was spitting bars, was fire. So.
Dude that singing, he was my running back in high school.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, he's from he born in upstate New York, and then you know, and he repping that Virginia shit. He repping that Virginia DC shit. You know what I'm saying?
He got that New York in him. You know what I mean?
He got that New York in him, and he definitely has the accent. But like he's definitely a DMV.
I think the instrumental is great, and his lyrics are very nice. He got a good hook to it. He just like
he performed during the Super Bowl joint, bro.
Yeah, I think I remember that shit.
Yeah, that shit was lit. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was such a great production that we did. Furthermore, cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rump Boys and girls. What a do, dilly dilly.
The ghost with the most over here.
Motherfuckers getting to see what you're drinking, bro.
Yeah, right. Corona.
So I said that we were gonna kind of talk about it. Earlier you got the Corona, hell yeah.
Canelo's fighting.
Dude, yeah, Canelo's fighting this week, but I mean, he's gonna obviously win that.
Yeah.
Canelo's fighting bums right now.
Well, he lost that other guy.
Huh?
He lost that other guy. That was out of
because he moved up in weight. That was because he moved up in fucking weight.
I think the thing is, too, boxing has so many fucking no names. Like, it's so many divisions and so many weight classes.
So many divisions, so many promotions, so many different belts.
You don't even know who's who. Like that's what UFC does great, is that it unifies it because people have a small attention span. We can follow one thing. So that's why it's going to be interesting to see what other sports come up.
Boxing's just more lucrative.
It is.
We'll talk a little. We'll talk a little UFC. I'll throw in some UFC in between these two NFL topics. So Lamar got paid last week leading up to the NFL draft, and he went on record this week. I want to say today, actually. I want to say it was today. That he believes that he could throw for 6,000 yards and wants to throw for 6,000 yards with this receiving core that they have, following a guy that we've been highlighting all night in Zay Flowers, following the OBJ signing, Bateman coming back healthy, Duvernay is still on that squad, Dobbins is coming back healthy. What are you guys' thoughts on the Ravens? What are you guys' thoughts on this division as a whole following the NFL draft and Lamar's statements more so? Let's lead off with Lamar's statements. Hey.
I mean, he's obviously saying he wants to throw for 6,000 yards. Is he? Obviously not. It's just not possible, right? Like, when you really think about it, it's hard. You have to be just the craziest passer of all time to even get close to that. And I think it's Peyton Manning, right? Like, that's just it.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Manning 2013 would have been the only person to come close to that. He had a really good set of weapons at a prime age. Odell's far from prime. Zay's too much of he's a rookie and he's a raw prospect, so who knows what you're getting there. Rashad Bateman cannot stay on the field more than 9 games a season. So what do you get? You get a lot of high hopes, right? But I will say, though, that Lamar is a great passer. He's done it with worse receivers. He's done it with Willie Snead. He's done it with, just guys that are just absolutely terrible. Sammy Watkins, he's just done it. So I think you can see maybe a combination of 5,000 yards with rushing and throwing. Could he be that guy? Yeah, maybe. I think he could throw for 4,000 yards and maybe run for 700. Wouldn't surprise me. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I mean, we had, I think, in recent memory, like just to throw for 5K, we had Winston, Drew Brees, throwing for 5K is tough. I'm gonna say it right now. He comes up short. I don't think he can throw for 6K, but at 4K, yeah. If everyone can stay healthy, Taco.
I think that Lamar Jackson was being hyperbolic. I think that's the perfect way to describe what he was doing. He was completely exaggerating how much he was going to throw. He knows that he's going to be he's already thrown for over 3,000 yards. I think the 4,000 yards sounds about right for where he's going to be. He knows that more than likely he's not going to completely change from a running type player as well, so that he knows that it's not going to be the same amount of opportunities and snaps for him to throw that many yards. Also, they run a game control type offense. This is not all of a sudden going to become a high-speed, fast-paced offense. There's not enough possessions probably in the season for him to really work out to getting to that yardage. But at the same point in time, he's exuding a level of confidence that I think that really helps me feel really good about drafting him and feel really good about what he's looking to do this season. Because he's going to focus on passing this year and really try to come in and throw, and then he's going to supplement with some running.
If you're part of Ravens flock, you're excited to hear your quarterback say this.
Yeah, he's completely. If from my standpoint, he's doing everything you want from a guy that signed the biggest contract in NFL history and knows that his name is behind this, and that everyone is looking for something to say, and he's putting out something that he knows it's not going to happen. So when they look at him and say, "You didn't throw for 6,000 yards," he's like, "Well, no one else has ever done that, but I did lead my team to this, and I did do that." And he'll come out like a fucking leader. And that's what he's been throughout his whole goddamn career. And that's why I'm so excited that he got paid that much money, because guess what? That man deserved it. He put his body on his line. He put his reputation on the line. He's been great to the fans. He's been great for the city. Like, I really was worried for a little bit that he's going to get screwed over. And I'm very glad that man got taken care of. And I do think he will win a Super Bowl for that franchise.
I think that a Super Bowl is definitely within the realm of possibilities for that franchise. I think that we're entering a different era in terms of pay with the QB market. We already started seeing, before Lamar had even signed, talks of like, well, if Lamar could possibly get this, what is Joe Burrow's contract going to look like? What is, everyone else's contract going to look like? Excuse me. We've been heading down this road, and getting to this point in the QB market. So I don't want to really go too much on that, and like and have a conversation of.
I do have one thing that I would add to that I thought was so smart for him.
What's up?
He was his own agent, and the way he positions himself in the market, he allowed Jalen Hurts to negotiate that contract with his whole agency before he even made a play. So he didn't have to worry about the agency fees, and basically said, "I'll take the same contract."
He still did give his mom $7 million. Lamar still did give his mom $7 million.
How fucking beautiful is that? To give the agency, say, "Hey, yeah, there's gonna be agent fee, and I'll give it to my mom." Are you fucking kidding me?
Because his mom was kind of in a way his agent, but I mean, it was really, when we really look at this thing and break it down, I mean, it was really Lamar.
Everything that you did, he can, like, not only is he a great player, but he comes off as a very astute businessman that knows what the fuck is going on and didn't put himself in a box, didn't take less money, let the market come to him. Knew that he had opportunity, knew the season was a long way away, knew that he may take a little bit of shit in the public eye now, but if he takes this stance,
I'm gonna say something that I probably wouldn't be able to say on any other show, but Lamar, and if you got, hey, look, anybody need a black guy to come on and say some real shit on your podcast, I got you, because I'm about to say some real shit for our community. Lamar is the new face of the black quarterback.
Yes.
Lamar is the new face of the black quarterback.
Yes.
It is him and Jalen Hurts and Mahomes. Like, that is it.
Well,
you mean Russell Wilson, my guy. All right.
I mean, see, that's the other thing. I think Jackson has now put himself on that same level as Mahomes, because what Mahomes has done and is doing is historic. And I can't wait for the day that we get Mahomes versus Jackson with some really good offenses.
So in an AFC championship, I think it'll be awesome. So that breeds this next question. That breeds this next question. And Payne loves breeding.
I mean, so do I, baby. My seed is hitting 1 year old soon.
But no. So bring up that question. Can the Ravens, following the big contract and with these weapons, the NFL is a battle of attrition. It's a battle of who can stay the healthiest the longest, or not necessarily who can stay healthiest the longest sometimes, but who has the most depth. And we're talking all the way down to practice squad. Who has the most depth to make that long Super Bowl run? Are we thinking that the Ravens have what it takes? They may not have to make the Super Bowl run, but on this show, can we say that they can take the North?
No.
Why?
I think the Bengals and the Browns are better than people give them credit for.
I don't think the Browns are there yet, and I feel like Deshaun Watson has fallen off.
He came back off 1 year. The dude's barely 30.
I
think he's
got
fine.
some weapons. He got some weapons. You got Elijah Moore.
I don't think that.
I'll say this though.
I don't think that Deshaun is better than Lamar. I don't think that his weapon. Lamar can have nothing and still win a game.
He doesn't have to be better than Lamar. He just has the better roster. Like, he has amazing O line, a great running back,
for the Ravens is
solid
pretty
defense.
legit.
Deshaun's 27. He can
You
get
got
back
you
to
still, what do
form.
you got? Roquan and Patrick McQueen still?
Patrick Queen, yeah. You said Patrick McQueen. What the fuck is he? A race car for Disney?
I fucking love
Patrick
that.
Queen didn't even get his 5th-year extension. So how good is he if they didn't even get that?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you
he
got
did.
Roquan
Yeah.
Smith. You can't afford both. They basically said I like Roquan Smith more than McQueen than Queen, so I'd rather trade for Smith and get rid of Queen.
UTR starting week 12. You're only saying that because Mike, who's not here right now, is a fucking UCLA Bruin. Bloody hell, mate.
Yeah, I mean the one thing though about the Ravens is they've always been a pretty good drafting team. They've always been able to put out gritty teams that get wins. For as much as Harbaugh gets crap, he's a pretty damn solid good coach that gets the job done. And
He's a
if Lamar-
conservative coach.
You
I
have
was
to,
like,
you have to also you have to be able to stop Tomlin from going at least 500.
yeah, like
Like, that's a task. That's a task within itself.
I mean, I think the Bengals are in for a fucking rude awakening this season, considering I don't know what they're going to be doing at running back. And I do think you're going to need a running back in this
Running
division, 'cause it's a ball-controlled division. It's a ball-controlled
with the running
defense.
back. Look, with the running back shit. First off, Joe Mixon fucking is getting what he deserves and should have fucking got what he deserved back in college. Okay, that little dickhead. That's first off. Second off, okay, you don't need. Joe Mixon was getting old anyways. You need to start figuring out life beyond Joe Mixon anyways.
Who'd they get?
They will be fine. You have the draft order. I saw you clicking through that shit.
I didn't see who the Bengals got. But did they get anyone of note? They got a Jag. They got a late round flyer that they think is going to be able to come in and pass block for Joe Burrow. So in key games, you're going to really be able to use this guy in high leverage situations. What are they going to do?
They will be fine. They will be fine. Joe Burrow's a fucking robot, bro. I don't think that Joe Burrow's controlled by a real person. I think that Joe Burrow's fucking AI. Joe Burrow's AI. Joe Burrow's AI that plays quarterback.
Man, listen, don't be disappointed when Big Joe is the first one down.
Joe Stacey.
Right.
Bro, you're whack. You're whack. You're so whack for that.
I'm being real right now. The running back position is a key spot in this division, considering how good the defenses are, how good the running game is. They want to play keep away, and
they got Chase Brown. They got Chase Brown, a Canadian football running back for the Cincinnati Bengals, National Football League. He played his season at Western Michigan before transferring to Illinois.
Chris Brown,
Illinois.
Chase Brown.
Wow. Well, Robbie, how do you feel about Chase Brown? Do you know? Well, I mean, he could be. I'm not going to say that.
I mean,
the guy that we don't know about is not good. I'm just saying. I think he's going to be a big position.
Bro, they could go out there and get someone from the fucking XFL who could just come in here and tear shit up. Running backs are a dime a dozen.
I don't believe that.
Running backs are a dime a dozen. Running backs are a dime a dozen.
Yeah,
I disagree. I mean, we say that, but there's a lot of shit teams that can't run the ball for shit. So.
A lot of teams that can't get this. Remember this.
The Bengals are built different, eh?
The Bengals couldn't run the ball because the O-line
bro.
couldn't survive the field like at all.
Like,
I mean, there's a lot of teams that just can't run the ball. We say that it's replaceable, but like,
nope.
Look
at the Giants just being able to run the ball got them to the fucking second round of the playoffs. Literally,
Baltimore's playoff success. Baltimore's playoff success. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers come out and have a better record, even if it's by like a game or two.
I didn't run the ball last year.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers come out and be better by. I didn't mean the Ravens. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers come out and be better by a game or two.
By the Ravens?
Hang on. Stop. Hear me out. I wouldn't be surprised for the Bengals to maintain the consistency that they began to put up, even without the running back. That passing game is you can't stop. Cleveland, I'm not worried about fucking Cleveland. I don't think that anyone, even in this chat, is worried about fucking Cleveland, bro.
I think Cleveland's better than people get credit for. They were a decent team last
year. I don't think that Cleveland will go out there within this division and win enough football games to get the playoffs in this division. I think that you're talking about for second place right now. I think that you're talking about a battle between Pittsburgh and Baltimore in that division.
No.
I mean,
it's either that is Baltimore and Cincinnati.
That quarterback for the Steelers, and not with that running back. Nobody trusts Najee. I'm
The
not
I trust
Steelers-
Najee. I think
Steelers-
Najee's
that
great,
offense.
actually.
Yeah,
Najee's
Najee.
been amazing.
Yo, give me Najee, Pat Fryermuth, Darnell Washington,
No,
Deontay Johnson.
no. It's gonna be the Bengals. It's gonna be
The
the Ravens.
Steelers, the
And
Steelers
I
are ready
think
to
that
come
the
and
Browns
fucking
can be
play.
better
The
than the
Steelers are
Steelers.
ready to come and play football.
I think the
The Steelers are
Kareem
ready to
Hunt
come and
is
play
better than
punch you in the fucking
anyone
mouth
you
football.
just named. Kareem Hunt, I'm not Kareem Hunt, excuse me, Nick Chubb. Chubb is so much better than everyone that this team.
I'm not afraid of the Cleveland Browns. I'm not afraid of the Cleveland Browns.
Bro, Deshaun Watson with some playing time and now with some
I'm not
receivers.
afraid of the Cleveland. If I'm in the AFC North, that is the last team that I'm fucking afraid of.
No way.
Listen. We know
The
1
Browns
and
are
2
pretty
is
tough,
clearly the
man.
Ravens and the Bengals, and then fighting for 3rd and 4th is between the Steelers and the Browns. And I think the Browns can be
The
better.
Browns are not good at football.
The Browns are
The
going to
Browns
be.
went 7 and
God,
10
the
last year,
quarterback is
playing with no
much better.
Jacoby Brissett and like a third of a Deshaun Watson, and they still went
Browns aren't
7.
good at football.
Yeah.
Browns aren't good. No.
Browns over Steelers.
You ask anyone in the North if they're fucking afraid of the Cleveland fucking Browns. No,
I'm not afraid of the
believe
Browns, but the Browns are gonna
Believe
put up.
Land doesn't even believe in
Better.
Believe Land.
Stop disrespecting Nick Chubb as one of the best running backs in this game right now.
Nick Chubb
He
is
makes all those running
not
backs
going to be able to
look
win
like shit.
fucking 17,
And then
18
you add
games.
Myles Garrett, one of the best pass rushers in this game. Then you add 2 wide receivers.
Nick
Then you
Chubb's not
have
going to.
what Njoku.
I'm
They have an
telling
offense
you.
that could run, bro.
I'm telling you, the only reason why I put the Bengals first is because of what they have put up the last couple of years. I feel like it's very hard to not put them first. I feel like it's either Baltimore or Pittsburgh right there. Pittsburgh's defense is good enough to win. Pittsburgh's defense is good enough to win games.
How about this? Before Lamar Jackson was hurt, who was leading that division?
Before it was Joe Burrow.
No, it was the Ravens. The Ravens were leading that division.
Well, yeah, before he got hurt. Yeah.
So the Ravens are going to be king in that division. They're going to.
But also look at how last year's schedule worked out. They didn't even face the Bengals. It wasn't even, bro.
I cannot wait till the Ravens and the Bengals play so that Lamar Jackson once again can show I'm the MVP and this Glizzy Glazer over here doesn't get paid shit. King Kong got shit on me.
You're a fucking hater. Let's get into our next topic. We're going to keep it in the North. I don't know what the fuck that was. My roommates are watching a horror movie with their kids. It's their kid's first time ever seeing a horror movie. So yeah, you're gonna hear them niggas scared as shit.
Bro, I don't know if I would ever do that.
Huh?
Like I probably would wait till my kid's like a teenager to introduce them to the horror genre.
They are.
Oh.
They are enough. I saw my first scary movie that I ever saw was Scream.
I saw Freddy Krueger as a kid and I had nightmares and I never my uncle showed it to me to fucking get me fucked up.
Okay, Freddy it was Freddy Krueger, Chucky.
Yeah,
that was my order, and then I saw Scream. Let's keep it moving though. We're gonna keep it in the North, but we're gonna switch conferences. We kind of brought it up and we teased it during the first half of the show. This is Jordan Love's kind of like premiere, if you will. What up, Matt? What up, Weeds? What's good? Yo, make sure you guys share the content. It's been a pretty slow night, but I get it. It's the off season and shit. What are your thoughts on the NFC North? What are your thoughts more so kind of geared towards the Packers, as this team has had the least turnover at the quarterback position in the last 30 NFL seasons?
I think the Packers are fucking stupid. I think they're one of the stupidest organizations in the fucking in the NFL. They get a lot of credit because they've had like Hall of Famers.
They found a way to the first NFL team.
But they've also found a way to fail their Hall of Famers, like in no other way than I've ever seen. Right? Like, what do we? You decided to use Jordan Love. It's been 3 years now, 4 years now. I don't even know. It's been a minute. They're trying to use him now. They got held hostage by a quarterback they paid.
They did the same thing with Favre. They repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah, my point is that's why it's so fucking stupid. Like, they got carried by having Hall of Famers. This fucking roster is so fucking dead. If you actually look at how terrible their roster is, Like outside of like their left tackle, left guard, there's like what left tackle, left guard, a corner. There are 2 running backs and Rashawn
Holy
Gary.
fuck.
Like
That
this
joke.
fucking
Read that joke.
which one?
On the stream.
Yeah, basically. This fucking roster is just ass. Like they had a great roster 2-3 years ago. This fucking shit's imploded. No one on this team really like built to be better besides Rashawn Gary, like Alexander, and like the left tackle, left guard. Clark, I guess, is fine, but like, what does this team do? They're gonna run the ball a buttload, and if AJ Dillon kind of takes that step forward to be like Derrick Henry-esque, then yeah, great. But Aaron Jones is too old for this shit.
I don't think that Dylan can do that.
No, and that's my point. We don't unless he does, right? Like this fucking roster is done. This is basically rebuild, whether they want to believe it or not. They're probably the worst team in their division. I would think they're almost worse than the Bears. Almost. And I think the Bears are kind of trending forward.
I think the Bears are trending forward. I still think they're a year off.
Yeah, but they're at least trending forward. Like the Packers are literally trending in the wrong
Detroit's
direction.
trending forward. I think that Minnesota is a team that can put up a lot of points, but still doesn't have a defense worth a damn. But you have to be able to keep up with Minnesota, right?
Yeah. So like, Minnesota sure lost to the Packers, but that's just because Kirk Cousins imploded. But like that's one game. Like if you look at a whole season, this fucking team is done. You got Aaron Jones, who you're paying a ton of money to be whatever. AJ Dillon, who's a overall one-dimensional type of running back, nonetheless still pretty good. And then like no wide receivers. You have no. Yes, people are gonna point to Watson, but like let's be fucking real. Let's see it, really see it, because this team is just really bad. It's a really ugly roster, dude. Like this shit's done. We're gonna see a full rebuild in like 2 years.
I'm in agreement with you. And I think this is the first time for Packers fandom.
Welcome to the suck, guys.
Yeah, where they have to embrace the suck. I think this is the first time for Packers fandom where you don't get to try and ride the long road. We've all have placed either bets on futures or pick up a stock or something, and you're hoping that 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line that like it does something profitable for you, and then we find out, that didn't work out. Like that investment didn't work out. I think this is the first time ever that Packers Nation is going to deal with that type of pain. You didn't deal with that pain when you acquired Favre from Atlanta. You didn't deal with that pain when you drafted Aaron Rodgers and he sat behind Favre. You right now are in a state of hope that you were with Rodgers when he had to sit behind Favre. I don't know if Packers Nation can deal with that type of. It's been so long they've been spoiled. I don't know if they can deal with, oh shit, we're gonna suck for like the next 5 years, because I think it's gonna be 5 years, wholeheartedly. I don't think they get. I think Jordan Love is a good enough bridge to where they don't get Manning.
Way nicer than me.
I don't think they get Manning in 26. I don't think they get Sanders in 25. I don't think that they get Ewers in 24, or Drake May, or Williams. I see Washington more so getting a Ewers than Green. I don't think that Green Bay needs to find themselves into a position to where they can get a top 5 pick. I don't think they get it. I think they win enough games outside of the division. I think they're at the bottom of the division, but they win enough games outside of the division to where you're finding yourselves fucked with a decent bridge that you're hoping that can eventually get you over the hump, and he just never does. I feel like you find yourselves where the Dolphins had Ryan Tannehill. I'm sorry, Pang.
We failed Tannehill. I mean, it's proven the minute the Titans have done so much better with him than we have. we failed him like super badly. It had nothing to do with Tannehill, honestly. The fact that he's been way more relevant in his last 2 to 3 years than he was in his entire career just shows you how bad like our organization is.
No, agreed.
I think when you look at this organization, though, they have had stability. They pinpointed this guy as the guy. They've let him sit and develop. They pawned Rodgers as a guy who did not want to go there anymore, who was coming off back-to-back MVP years, so they were ready to move off of. How do you move off of an MVP? That is pretty much almost impossible to do when he says he wants to come back. He's been the face of your franchise for so long. You give Rodgers that shot. Once it was over, that last season was bad. You know what? It is what it is. It's time. This kid,
yeah, but like you say, they moved off, but they paid him again.
Really, really quick to Matt's comment. It's just not with. That's not their stilo. That's not their swag.
That's not what they do. And also, that roster is just
win for them.
Dude.
This kid is either going to come out this year, look and show that he's pretty decent. He can get the job done. Show a little moxie, make you feel like you can get some pieces and build around him, or put you in a position that next year you look at the quarterback that's coming out. Everyone's talking about Caleb Williams and some other guys that are going to be out there from elite quarterbacks. You can say, hey, we have the reputation of drafting great quarterbacks. These guys are great. Let's trade up. Let's use our capital. Or we sucked enough that it's not that big of a trade for us going from 3-1, or we had the worst record, or wherever we are, and get that quarterback. So I think it's a win-win when you're a fan. It's going to suck to lose games, but if these quarterbacks are generational, you know, you suck for 1 year and you fucking get the next fucking Aaron Rodgers and you're good.
I mean, they this is a franchise that's never been through it. Last 30 seasons, only 2 quarterbacks at the position. This is an organization that does not do turnover at this position. They seem to find a way to always strike gold at the position.
That's why I'm kind of for Love. I kind of low key.
I was a big Jordan Love fan when he got drafted.
He might be good.
He could very well be good.
And didn't they draft a rookie wide receiver who's pretty legit in Watson?
Look, again, this is the NFL. I've independently as a podcaster, content creator, been working in this industry 6 years. I've seen everything. I've seen guys that were like, yo, that guy's going to suck. And they just burst on the scene and just fuck the whole world up.
Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes.
I've seen where it's like, yo, this guy's going to be big. And then they fall off the fucking map.
I agree on the Daniel Jones. I was actually really hoping that he would succeed. He succeeded enough. Happy for him.
Ezekiel Elliott.
I've interviewed 7th round picks. I've interviewed 1st round picks. I have even on the basketball side, I've interviewed guys that played against both Kobe and Jordan, and I've interviewed guys that have played against nothing but fucking bums. You know, we don't know if Jordan Love can be good or not. As someone that's been doing this for a long time, all I can say is my take right now is that this is the first time that I feel that Packers Nation is their heads are above water. But if any organization can figure it out, it's them. I'm excited to watch the. I'm not a Packers fan by any means. I'm excited to watch the journey from a reporting and journalistic standpoint. Paying, I'm sure that you are as a guy who writes shit. You know, I think that there's a story to be told here. Whether that story has Jordan Love to be the main character for the next couple of years or not, I think this is an exciting time for don't look at it as negative. Look at it as positive, Packers Nation. Good, fair enough?
Fair enough.
But I still think that you're at the bottom of the division this year.
Oh, he's close. They're close.
Yeah. Here, let's get into. We still got a little bit of time here. I gotta go back to the show sheet. I'm sorry. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll do the football topic. I'll keep it on the football, and then Taco and I will go in and break down the UFC together. Spencer Rattler is still able to get drafted. He's like 30 at this point. I'm not a fan of Spencer Rattler. I felt like Spencer Rattler got down on himself after a mediocre season. And I just don't like guys like that. I don't, because you're not performing like a champion. Spencer Rattler should have went into the NFL when his buzz was going. I don't know if his buzz is still going to be like that. I don't know if he's going to fucking keep it moving like that. Matt, we talked Lakers at the top of the show, but I'm sure Taco and I will find a way to bring that back up. Yo, did you hear about the 2 USC students that these dumbasses? So first off, I want to know like how the fuck like they even got close enough or even were able to get away with this. I don't know the whole backstory. But 2 USC journalist students, I'm assuming they were journalism majors, which, by the way, this stories like this give back credit to guys like us that do the job with integrity. These fuckers, and I want to know how you feel, because Peng, I read your stuff and you're a great writer. You definitely take pride in whether it's you're doing anything that you produce, you take pride in. So how do you feel about these 2 pissants trying to steal? I guess they were trying to steal jerseys, right? The first round draft picks jerseys.
I don't know the whole story on this, but based on what you showed me in the notes, I'm just like, what do you gain from this? You know, like, what's the gain? And I know a lot of these guys are like, and I think this is probably the biggest issue I think we have against our like generation to maybe the younger guys. It's like everyone's trying to like set these weird, like I'm like what I did, right? And they don't ever think about like, was that actually smart? What are the consequences? What are all these little things that come with it?
How did you make us look as a community?
Like it looks so bad. Like there's a guy that was like running around. I think he's like he's gaining notoriety by pranking people with a broom at McDonald's by throwing a broom into like the hot oil. Like that's his gimmick, right? Like people are trying to find like gimmicks, and I feel like that was what this was. And another question is like, what does that do, and how did he get close? They probably got close the same way that Bill Clinton kid ran out on the stage of E3, right? Like there's people just got to dress up, look busy, and you get by because like one,
well, I mean, they had credentials. So to my understanding, they had because they were covering. Yeah. They stole $1,000 worth of rookie draft material.
Like, what's the gain?
Jordan Addison's jersey was one of them, obviously.
Yeah, like $1,000, $2,000. Like I would never do anything for like that's worth any time unless it's a mil, and I have a guaranteed flight out of the U.S.
Bro, it's a larceny charge. You're getting a larceny charge right off the break, and probably a couple of other charges.
Fucking stupid. What do you gain from it? The answer is nothing. $1,000 is nothing.
And then you lose your media credentials for life. You're never getting into this business ever again.
And none of these players, even if they go hot, none of the items you stole would have been worth anything anyways, right? You steal a Jordan Addison jersey, and he goes off. What does his jersey become worth? A couple of thousand? Like none of these player items ever go as high as these guys think it's gonna go in the future. Like you'd have to be ridiculously rare, and you gotta find someone that's really into it. So I don't know. There's no gain for me on this one. Just like the people who try to sell Tom Brady's sand. So
bro, it's that, but it's also like for me, it's just like you're so young. You're so young.
It's clout.
In your media, it's clout chasing. Like you're so young in your media career. You haven't even gotten to like accomplish everything yet. Like you're on the. You just alone being in that same atmosphere, breathing the same air, you're so close to the fucking interview that you don't even know it. And instead of chasing the big scoop, which honestly, the big scoop in the interview, especially when that player blows up, is worth way more than you taking the jersey. Like, bro, like your one piece with that, your one interview with that person wherever their legacy or whether their life takes them is worth so much more than you still. Just the fact that you covered that moment, and then if you do it right, then you get invited into other moments and other sports, and you do other things. What your resume would have been like had you never done it.
Yeah, it literally there was no gain for this.
There was no gain. Like, what were you gonna gain?
Your best bet was to bust a TED 2 and like jack these dudes off, take their sperm, and try to make a kid. That would have been your only chance to get a gain.
Bro,
take Tom Brady's sperm. Like that's your best bet. Like, what are we doing with jerseys from rookies that could bust, or even if they're Hall of Famers? They ain't worth nothing.
Bro, I love Andy Isabella. We got a football somewhere with Andy Isabella's signature on it. Ty Boogie has it, actually. We know that we can't flip that shit for nothing. But you know what? It was a cool thing. You know, he did it out of love. It's one thing if a player does out of love, but don't risk your media credentials for no bullshit. Like, for real, like, just don't. Like, I don't think that it's worth it. I don't think that I feel like when you're a credentialed personality, the doors that can open for you are significantly better than snatching off of athletes.
Jordan Addison bathwater. Fucking stupid.
Fucking what's that? What was that Twitch streamer's name that did that shit? Del Bathine, something that bitch.
Dolphins or something like that.
Dolphins.
There's a lot of girls who do this shit,
endorphins.
Like all sorts of. There's a girl who sells her farts and shit. Fucking hilarious now.
I mean, whatever kinks you're into, you know. It is what it is. Apparently, my kink is getting my heart broken.
And as JC says, whatever your vice is, whatever you like to do.
It's a party life. Let's see. We have a couple minutes before we can even get into the fight topic of the weekend. So, like, Pang, is there anything that you want to freestyle off the top of your head right now?
Oh shoot! So if you guys don't know, I with the advice of everybody else, and Robbie telling me to go do some stuff, I decided to do my own. We do a best ball show on Thursdays now with a friend of mine. We just do best ball. If you guys know, that's where I came from. That's where Robbie found me at. He knows I do best ball and primarily best ball. So
yeah, invite me to a league, little motherfucker.
Facts.
I'm sorry, but hey, I was here today. All right, I don't forget. All right, I'm still here. I just can't do like 4 shows a week. My wife will straight up murder me in my sleep if she finds out I'll stream it every day. So, but I do a best ball show on Thursdays with a buddy of mine, Hope Bishop. She's good. She dominated in PGA. She won the playoff underdog tournament in her first year playing, by the way, which is insane. She made some good money on that. So we're doing a show. If you guys don't know, I did pretty well last year too. I was giving you guys a bunch of tips on how to like draft good players, and I finished top 12 out of like 70,000 people and had a 30% advance rate out of 1 million teams. Props to myself. So I'm doing that now. I'm on best ball on Thursdays and still writing for Fantasy Six Pack, and that's basically it. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to win this tournament, dude. I'm trying to make some real extra cash. So
send me an invite. I'm in that thing. I was asking if you wanted to like freestyle just like a random football topic off the top or any sports topic.
So Najee Harris is underrated as fuck. I'm going to say that shit right now. That guy's going to the 4th round. 4th round, Najee Harris, a guy that gets the ball 300 times. I know you guys are all, some of the dudes are going, that's boring. That's stupid. I don't want that shit. Nobody wanted DK Metcalf last year. He went like 5-6, and I kept bumping him. I was like, DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett.
If I could get Najee, in the 4th, I'm taking that value. If I can get Najee in the 4th, I'll take that value.
More than likely, in most drafts going forward, unless you're getting CMC or one of the top guys, you're more than likely drafting a wide receiver. It's PPR.
I'll say this:
consistency, too many timeshares. You figure you have 4 to 5 quality running backs that you take before you guys look at Justin Jefferson, Justin Jefferson.
And then last but
Look
not
at
least,
guys
real
like
quick,
Jamar Chase.
Michael Thomas is gonna go fucking off again this year. I'm
Oh my
all in on
God.
Michael Thomas.
Wide receivers early, running backs mid.
You.
I don't go completely wide receiver. I don't go completely RB0, but if Najee's going in the fourth, and I'm a Najee hater,
Hold on.
that's RB target value for me.
Here's what I'm about to say about what both Peng and Taco just said. This is the year, and I'm even doing this. I know that this channel was born on RB heavy. The game has changed.
Oh
The
yeah,
best part about being a good analyst is being fucking flexible. We're not going RB heavy. We're not. We'll still go RB heavy, but we're gonna do it later.
yeah. Like unless I'm at the one and I'm like, all right, who am I really gonna take over CMC? Like you're forced into that bullshit sometimes. Because as much as I like Justin Jefferson, realistically speaking, CMC's upside and consistency is pretty much unrivaled. And the RB being a weaker position overall, I'll take the gamble on CMC because at the end of the day, there is still depth at receiver. But once you get past guys like CMC, I think that's when we can start debating.
Hell yeah, I love this here. Bye leaves 0 RB.
See, like that's interesting. I go to like I like to get one in the first 3 rounds. I think you get one.
We're gonna be. I'm gonna be live for the NFL schedule release. I'm gonna do that for you guys. I always do that for you guys. And then following the NFL schedule release, I'll have my predictions out. I'll get that done. I'll get that recorded. We're about to start firing off a lot of videos. Anytime Robbie's going through some shit, we become a completely different channel. So yeah, we're gonna be on that shit heavy. Peng, anything else you want to add before Taco and I get into the MMA talk for tonight?
No, man. Just catch a show on Thursdays for just best ball stuff. If you're catching other things, real shit, stay with Robbie. But if you just want to get into best ball a little bit, catch me on Thursdays. And then,
do you do all sports for best ball? Or do you
just
football?
Just fucking fantasy football. We're drafting like 800 teams this year. Like I'm gonna go ham. So
it.
it's called the Road to 150. If you don't know, we max out.
Send me a fucking link to the tournament.
Hell yeah, man.
And then also Michael Thomas, man. I'm fucking telling you guys. Michael fucking Thomas, Derek Carr, Michael Thomas, Derek Carr, Michael Thomas. I want that shit. I want all the Michael Thomas I'm gonna get this year. You guys can make fun of it, say what you will.
Oh, man, I was on him for 3 years now. Like
he is back this year. I guarantee.
You know what it is? He's that drug you just can't kick because you know the high.
I didn't draft that fucker all last year. I'll tell you that shit right now.
Oh, bro, I believed I could fly, and I did not touch the sky.
This is the year,
and I still think about it night and day.
It's the year. I guarantee it.
All righty, Peng, we do appreciate you.
You do real sports. I know. I'm sorry. I will see you guys when I see you. You know I'm here. I'm always working.
You can stick around for the MMA topic. Like
we're about to lock the cage.
I gotta eat dinner, man. It's fucking late, and we gotta
go do dinner. I know that you're hungry. I'm hungry as well. You go and do it.
I got my dinner right here, man. I just gotta start eating soon. So
holy fuck.
You could think you could think of this segment like that Ludacris song. We drop bows on them. We drop bows on them.
I'll see you guys later.
Later, Peng. All righty, and with your MMA all combat sports, we're gonna go ahead and go break down. Mike's not here to be with us tonight to do this segment. How do you want to do it? Do you just want to read off the card for UFC? First off, Canelo is taking his boxing match. Like that's done.
Yeah.
That's over with. I'm not having that debate on this show. I'm not wasting airtime discussing fucking Canelo Alvarez on a Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Oh, the only reason why you discuss it is because you're parlaying him as a sure thing, as like maybe a 4th or 5th leg in something, because it's maybe a little bit of a boost because you add it with your parlay boost. And all of a sudden, you had the 2 things in.
Canelo Alvarez is not a fucking boost. Canelo Alvarez is not a boost. It's not.
Hold on. Let me actually pull up my DraftKings, too.
Unless your book is going to give you juiced money on fucking Alvarez, there's no reason to even fucking bet the fight. Like, straight up. There's zero reason to bet. Only amateurs are going out there and betting the Alvarez fight.
I'm not going to lie. This that kind of talk that gets my dick hard. I'm like, oh my god, we're talking betting lines, we're talking UFC, we're talking pay per view. This that shit when you're sitting there, you're having a drink, and you got your card in, and your 3 legs in your parlay, and your fucking guys up in there in the main event, and you're like, oh my god, I need him to win in a knockout. I need him to win in a knockout, and then he hits that knockout. It's like, oh my god, I just hit. That's about to happen right now. I should clip that.
Right? Yeah, we should. We should. That's definitely one that we are clipping. We should clip that. We're talking betting. We're talking fight weekend. UFC. Let's pull up the card, Taco. If you want, you can share the screen. I think you can share that motherfucker.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to pull out 2 things for us. I'm pulling out our DraftKings betting lines.
Yeah, we need
And I'm
DraftKings.
going to pull out the actual card as well. But although
I'll say Ryan Garcia does need to go back to the Canelo camp. Like that whole shit with his camp leaking shit to the Davis camp. That was fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was fucked up. I'm gonna tell you this though. What really pissed me off is that I haven't really bet much since the Usman loss. Like that Usman loss kind of like because I fucking went hard. I had like $300 or $400 on Usman.
That's your fault.
I kept rolling up. I was rolling up. And at this point, like I really like betting football. Like I was doing good for Super Bowl, and then I hit on a couple UFC fights. So I was sitting nicely. And I really thought Usman was gonna. I really had that one, so that one kind of hurt. But this one, I'm debating how much I'm going to throw in here for it. But I know there's a couple of interesting fights that really have my eye. Obviously we have the main event. Cejudo versus Sterling, Burns versus Muhammad. That fight, I don't know. There's just something about that fight, man, that is just so fucking appealing. Because
which Burns is it?
Yeah, because it's so spontaneous. It's 2 guys that are going to basically saying winner of this fight gets the winner of Colby versus whatchamacallit. And if you
Colby versus Usman.
Yep. If you want, you can pull up the screen. I got the lines up there for it. Whatchamacallit.
If you already hit the share button.
Yep. Is it sharing?
There we go.
Oh, perfect. And what I'll do is I'll make it bigger so people can see. Bam.
I'm gonna zoom.
Bam. So then we can go right here. Bam. All right. So I mean, these are like obviously the 3 big events. Andrade, I'm
taking Andrade. I'm taking Andrade. That's easy.
Yeah, Burns versus Muhammad. That's fucking tough. That's because Burns this is his 3rd fight this year already. This man is insane. He beat the hell up out of Masvidal. That matchup versus Kazmat really got him some notoriety. But he's been training with Kamaru. He's been a guy that's been a pit bull, a dog.
Muhammad is just so fucking nasty.
He is though. He is. That's the thing about it. He is. And Muhammad took this on short notice too. He wasn't in shape like Burns. Burns left his camp and basically, and I love what Burns said because he was like, after he was like, you know what? He's not my friend. I'm not gonna give him because he was like maybe a catch weight. He's like, no catch weight. You gotta make weight. You said you're gonna take this fight. You gotta make weight. And then Bilal came in and he made sure he made weight. And I think that's just amazing thing about this. And I love that the winner of this, because both were jockeying to be the backup to the Leon versus Colby fight, because they think that the basically that's going to be your best shot to get into the title. But what Dana said is that the winner of that fight, regardless, is facing the winner of Colby versus Edwards. So this is your shot to a title. Win this, you're fighting for the title. So I love it that it's on short notice.
I think it's Muhammad that pulls it off. I personally think that it's Muhammad.
I want Burns. Like that. That's what's scary. Like I'm not being.
Bilal is such a focused fighter and is so good as a martial artist. Martial arts and martial artist. He's so good as a martial artist.
He makes it look easy. I
Yes.
like Bilal. He has swag. I think he works with Khabib too. Like I think he goes to Khabib's gym or something like that.
Yeah.
So when I look at all the things about Bilal, like I mean, let's face it, these Dagestani boys, what Khabib has done, his wrestling and all the techniques that he's taught his crew is filthy. These guys win championships. So it's interesting. I think though that what Burns shows versus Chimaev and what Burns has continued to show, I think that he's got it. He's a little bit more tested in my mind. And I think that he's just ready for this war. He just looks like he's ready. And while Muhammad is really good, I just think that Burns is just a little bit too more powerful. And I think that he's been here just a little bit longer, that he's going to just outlast. I think this one is one that's going to go to the cards. I think this goes 5 rounds, and I think it's going to be a decision.
And then what are we thinking on the main event? Let's break that down while we got a little bit of time. We only got about 3 minutes left here on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I love the shit talk that's going on right now between these two guys. Like they are really
Sterling. Yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah, it's been a little bit cringy, but it's been pretty fun. I think I'm like Aljamain Sterling is from Long Island. He's from Uniondale.
He's Jamaican, bro.
He not only that he's
stop
Jamaican,
saying.
Yeah, I mean that's Haitian, bro. That's Haitian. Oh,
hey,
okay.
we all the same.
Yeah, but still, but at the end of the day, I want him to win. But this is going to be interesting. I know a lot of good people, or a lot of fighters also are going.
I'm cheering for Sterling, bro. Like he's Jamaican. Wagwan, big man team. Go out there, fucking whoop his ass, put Cejudo in his fucking place.
See, the thing about Cejudo is he's very technically smart and savvy.
He's so technically smart. He's the smartest fighter in the UFC, period.
The thing about Aljamain is that he's big, and he's bigger than Cejudo. And yes, Joe has seen everything that Cejudo has said about him.
Every fighter that's still fighting the UFC hates Cejudo, though.
A lot of them do. But I mean, look, he was coaching John Jones. He's coaching Pereira. He's coaching some of these guys. I think he was with Figueiredo as well. These guys, yeah, because he was fucking with Moreno. Like, fuck you. But like, Cejudo has become, like his cringe shit has made him. How do you say it? Notoriety. Like he's
figured out his own lane and figured out his own thing.
And he's a smart man. He's a very smart man. And I think that the shit that he's talking, like I'm starting to believe it a little bit because he has some great accomplishments and he's been a great champion. So it's no disrespect, but I just think with the length and the reach and with Sterling now being more in the game and going for so long, that Henry coming off the bench cold, I just think that I'm going to favor Sterling. Like if Cejudo maybe had like a warm-up fight before this where I got to see him in action,
then I'd probably be feeling a little bit different.
Yeah. That's the only thing that now it's a wild card. And look at the line. The line it's pretty even. You're not
it's definitely even. It's definitely even. But that's also where you make your money. This is one of those type of bets where this is a good bet. When the line is this close like this, I don't care what sport it is. These are things that you look for because you don't want anything to be favored heavily one way or not. Like the only time you want that is if you know for a fact the underdog is going to come in and upset.
Yeah. Or it's like
in a situation like this, you're wanting it to where, okay, if I throw down a couple of bucks, maybe I don't lose as much, but like if I throw down and like I win, I get at least 50-50 my return. I get 2-1 this shit,
Yeah.
And that's really what you're looking for because you can parlay that. And if you're right on Sterling, if you're right on Cejudo, you can parlay this with maybe some action in the NBA tomorrow. Maybe you parlay this with some Stanley Cup. Maybe you parlay this with a couple of baseball games.
Yep. Knicks Heat. I'm calling that one right now. Knicks are winning that game, boys. Knicks are winning that game. Put some respect on our name, Robbie. I feel like
Jimmy Butler. I feel like Jimmy Butler is the most unforgotten all-star of our current day.
Man, what's Jalen Brunson? He ain't make no all-star. Jalen Brunson is cooking.
Jimmy Butler is going to go out there and play just the right role to make sure his team wins, and that's what makes Miami so scary. Is that there's not exactly a specific playmaker. The playmaker is Butler putting himself in position
I don't know how ready
to
he's
make
gonna be.
his teammates make plays.
How ready is he gonna be with that angle?
I don't know. I like the Knicks tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, but I think that
That's what I'm saying, bro.
my bet is Miami, and my bet is also Lakers. I think the Lakers battle back and beat the Warriors. I think this series goes to 7.
Well, the Warriors got to get one on the road. I think it's gonna be reversed. I think the Warriors will get this game, and the Lakers will get the next game, and they go back in even.
I'm willing to accept that. Okay, I'll piggyback that take. I think the Warriors win Saturday, and then Monday they're fucked.
It's funny because the Knicks and the Warriors are Warriors are +3 and Knicks are +4. Lakers right now and Heat seem like they're the underdogs. So
I don't think that I feel like if I'm playing that money line. Spread is entertaining and all, but I don't want to risk losing a bet by a spread in the playoffs. I'd much rather just come out, cash out, know that I betted the right side and just take it and ride it. And if I lose, I take it with a grain of salt. That's probably the way I play the NBA semifinals right now.
Nuggets and Suns are in a close game. Actually, Suns have to win this game. They're down 2-0. So
yeah,
this game is big for them. But who won the Sixers and Celtics game?
I haven't checked.
That's gonna be interesting to check.
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up tonight's show, though. Unless Taco pulls up that score just to close out things.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Celtics 114-102. Celtics are up 2-1.
Okay. So make sure you guys tune into that action tonight. What channel is that on? Is that on TNT?
That game is over, and right now the game for the Nuggets and the Suns. I would assume if it's Friday night, I mean, you're only 1 or 2 places, TNT or ESPN right now. You're gonna get 1 or 2 places.
So hey, make sure you head over to our live cable broadcasting partners. Check those guys out. Show them some love. But we're done for the night here on this Friday night podcast of Rumboyz After Dark. Taco, anything else that you want to say?
No, man, this has been fun. I'm excited to get back into the game. I'm going to be doing a little bit more stuff myself as we get ready to this football season. I'm interested. For me, I really focus on redraft stuff, and I want to do some more best ball drafts. I need to get into my first dynasty league. So
yeah, you need to get in dynasty. I'm gonna send you an invite to a dynasty league. I'm gonna get you into a dynasty. It's gonna be litty.
Yeah, we do some real life shit.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Run Boys and Girls. What it do? Dilly. We love and appreciate you. We out of here. Up out of there. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party.